Good morning. It's Monday morning here in Cypress, Texas. Doing my walk and talk. Go to the park and do some exercise. Nice clear sky out. Nice cool. Got a 3/4 moon. Yeah. So I got up this morning and I'm reading my scriptures. And I realized that the well, Jacob's well, can't be the same well that Christ talked to um, the Samaritan woman, because that's way up in Babylon where he met Rebecca. So there's got to be another well that Jacob had something to do with, closer to um, Jerusalem, right? So then I had to read Proverbs like twice this morning. Um, I went the first time, I read it, nothing. Had to read it again. The My mind was a little distracted. Just like I came to realize that well wasn't the same well where Jacob met Rachel. Um, I got thinking about um, the security at the church. They have a um, pretty well thought out process, except for they got a lot of liability. Um, they got a lot of potential for bad things to happen. So they got to do little different protocols. And that I had said something after listening to this guy um, talking about the apostle. Realized he had some haters, and he needed, um, you know, that needed to be looked after. And well, kind of, they have pretty good security people that are diligent, right? Except they've got this liability. So somebody can come in and be a threat, and their security team could take the person out and then just be the lawsuits and the yeah, they'd just be, it would work more havoc than if the guy actually um were to assault the apostle. So there's certain things I got to do. I got to talk to them about. They got to change. All right. There's the Rock Church in San Diego. I know the guy that owns the security company that does their security. He's actually a reserve diver at SEAL Team 1, and his whole mind. I mean, I wouldn't want to be him for nothing. His whole mind's all wrapped up around, you know, their security issues and liability all the time. You know, the he used to call me up and ask me, like, how what I'd, my opinion on stuff, right? I'm like, I have no idea why, but he would. But it's really interesting how um, it's like we all like look at ourselves and um, what we can do on our own. That's the difference between um, just see, Nimrod was all about being self-sufficient and relying, self-reliance and all that, which is really crazy because he's the guy that thought up the faith of Baal, which basically believes that the stars and the gravitational pull of the planets dictate what's going to happen in your life, right? So he was really conflicted. Um, Nimrod was, right? Because he didn't want to wait on God. He wanted to have what he wanted. He wanted to have it right now, and he didn't want to wait for God to give it to him, right? And and so he came up with his own religion, which is the faith of Baal, which was, what we were taught in school. Isn't that crazy? We were taught, all about, um, you know, Jupiter and, or Zeus, same thing. They just want. I think the Greeks used the planet names, and the Romans used, Zeus, Apollo, Neptune, and all that, right? I think the only um, uh, mythological god that has the same name in Greek and Roman is actually um, Apollo, and that was like the what do you call it? The alter ego of Nimrod. He had to be a tough guy, ruler, dictator, and that was Zeus, right? But he really liked music and art, and that was more like Apollo, right? And the and the rest of it's all made up. And, it's actually, um, modeled after real people um, at that time. And what's crazy is that, like Hollywood, um, like the whole Avengers and universe. That's all modeling the faith of Baal. You know, in our life, like right now. Isn't that crazy? The so what that says is, like I said, the gravitational pull of the planets are dictating what you do in your life and all that, and relieving yourself of responsibility. And God wants you to take responsibility. God hates excuses. Hates excuses and lies. Hates it. And so it's always better to be honest, even if you just admit you're stupid. You did something because of ignorance, or you were not thinking something through. You know. Anyway, all right. Have a great Monday.